Hi guys, let us start the discussion about Spark and its component, how we can get connected with the Spark engine to process some huge amount of data, especially we are calling as big data. Fine, here I have taken the storage as HDFS. For Spark, I have taken the Spark with Java API to be processed my big data, and for storage I am keeping my file kind of things from to the HDFS, and we are maintaining from the Spark. Let us take it out how to process some data using Spark, especially by using Java API. Fine, till now we have worked on Scala, Python. Now let us see how the Spark will be able to help you to understand more in depth by using Java API. Fine, let us see in detail what does the Java API will look like, what are the syntaxes we have to maintain. Is very similar to your MapReduce programs, or is very similar to your Java real world projects, or kind of this kind of all illustrations we will be let us prove, and let us be mingled with the Spark new Java API syntaxes. Check out guys, here I wrote some basic Java program. Here you can find some of the things, how to look and feel the things. Check out guys, this I wrote some program where we have, let us see the first of all the input data, employee data kind of data. We have some employees, like we have, these are the employee IDs, employee name, and employee role, and employee department IT. Fine, I need kind of things wherever, suppose IT employees, fine, or else wherever we have the name like IT. We can check with the status fields also, I can work it out. Here I want to be right with the content. So what are the lines are having this kind of IT keyword, means these are kind of rows we have the IT keyword. So I am checking about same thing, the number of lines containing IT and the number of lines containing account from the textual file. That is what the first assignment. For your basic understanding about the Spark API, I have taken this basic example, then we will see the remaining programs also. As a thing here, suppose let us take down the fifth row has the IT, as it has multiple, it has twice we have repeated the IT, so it must be there in the for IT. For account, the 10th row has been Anil, so has been there from the account department. So these kind of things, and I don't want the marketing guys, I need IT and account guys in my example. Fine, if you want to do that kind of program in Spark by using Java, how you will done? Because in Scala code and all the things with different kind of abstract APIs we already seen. Now it's time to look about the basics of Java code to understand more in detail of Spark engine. Spark is also provides very good API for to enhance the Java functionality with the Spark. Normal guys, I am writing one simple class. The class name I want to be taken as simple app, and I am writing the PSVM. I hope the guys will, who knows about the Java, they can easily knows that the PSVM from where we are getting the starting of the execution. And we are writing in the MapReduce program also, we are writing driver logic in the PS main method only. Now the first thing what I am going to do is, just I am taking the data from the file. Fine, I want to take this file name, this file path into the log file. This is the now log file can, what is the log file contains means the path. The path is in my desktop, I have employee.data.txt, this data I just given the same path here. After just I taken some variable, log file is just some string kind of variable guys, I am not doing any performance, just I have taken the path into some variable. Now it's right to it's right time to enter into the main key program. However, we have created, I am comparing with the Hadoop MapReduce programs, fine. Just however we created, guys, however we created a configuration object and job object in the Hadoop's new API. In the same level of things, here also we have to create configuration object. But here we have the predefined class Spark Conf. We have to get the configuration object from Spark Conf by instantiating the Spark Conf class. Here we have a method set app name. We are calling set app name, and I am giving the application name as simple application. As I have taken a class name as simple app, I have taken my application name as simple application. Suppose if you are doing calculator program, you can write calculator here. If you are doing any kind of job application, loading the data from the PDF, loading the external user requirements, or something like if you are doing any complex operations like job tracking kind of things, if you are doing analyzing healthcare data, analyzing Twitter sentiment data, any kind of things, you can work it out by keeping the application name. So very flexible to call or give, we can access further whenever we are dealing with multiple applications, fine. And after creating the configurations, you people know the Spark context is a very key object entity in entire Spark. In the same level of matter, Java also has its own Spark context with the name Java Spark context. For Spark, in the Spark we have the Spark context kind of things we have already seen. Now from the Java API, if you want to be access the Java background, Java entities, for this, for Java kind of things, we have the one more class, that is Java Spark context. However, your Spark context in the Spark, which facilitates the requirement of all Spark utilities and Spark use cases, here also we have to Java Spark context is the key entity object where we can perform all Spark related operations and executions. Fine. I am creating Java Spark context. Again I am taking SC new Java Spark context of configuration. We are passing configuration object to our Java Spark context instantiation object. Fine. Now SC, from SC will act as a new Spark context object in particularly Java API whenever I am dealing with the Spark. Now onwards SC you can call, however you worked with the SC in the Spark kind of utilities by using scalar kind of things. The same kind of things you can use now also by using SC, but SC is our defined, user defined value from we are created from the API, the class name called Java Spark context. So we learn how to create a configuration object in particularly Spark Java API. After creating configuration object, how to create a Java Spark context object for particular entity in the or particular application in the Spark. Fine. These are the basic things for any kind of job application, any kind of program, particularly in Java API to develop Spark in Spark. We have to write these two statements as common. One thing is configuration object, next Spark context object. Then we have to be load the data. In Scala kind of programming languages, we have RDDs to store our data, resilient distributed data set. You know the meaning of RDD, where the RDDs are the distributed storage mechanisms, distributed key storages of Spark context data, which will be very flexible to or very easy to maintain the fault tolerance and remaining Spark utilities. Fine. As the process of RDD, okay, in the normal, however, we are loading the file sc.txt file. Here also I am loading sc.txt file, and what is the log file here? The path. Fine. Instead of I am creating log file object, log file string variable, I can also write like this. the path. Okay, but I just create a one variable for to store the path, and I am giving the path here sc.text file, and I am loading this data to the variable called log data. In my example, I used the variable name as log data, and I am creating this object and I am instantiating with the reference of Java RDD. Check out guys, however we are working with the, we already seen RDDs and transformations are the very important in the things in the Spark. So how to approach, how to create a RDD in Java means we have special utility, special API from Java RDD class only. We have to be get the log data object. So we are loaded the textual file information to log data variable, where we have particularly implemented the feature of Java resilient distributed data set, and we are doing the cache for future purpose kind of things. I am not putting kind of things, I am saving these kind of things into the my cache. Fast operations and persistent operations, I am keeping the things as into a cache. I am performing cache operation. And now it's time to look up our actual requirement. Now the file is ready in the log data. That's all guys. Any data, any kind of things we can apply on the Spark by using Java API. Particularly, just we have to create a configuration object, we have to create Java Spark context. We don't have the Java Spark context as a default, we have to create it, we have to be instantiate it, then we have to load our data to our Java RDD. Once your actual data, your textual data is available in Java RDD, then onwards you can implement and you can distribute this Java RDD among the cluster, among the data set. Then you can directly execute your Java programs. Java, you can write you can implement your own logics also. Here my logic, here my intention is I want to filter IT and account employees. I don't want to be write kind of things. What I am doing is I want to find what are the lines which contains the IT, what are the lines which contains the account. Suppose in IT department also we have the account manager. Sometimes if you let us take that for example, so that employee also I need it. So I hope you got it. Fine. For this you people know the normal logic. How I am checking is s dot contains of IT. I will tell you this kind of things. Let me explain this. See, if you want to filter some kind of things based on some applying some constraints, like by using Spark kind of things, we have the filter transformation. Filter is a transformation in Spark where I can apply my condition and filter my actual data. Fine guys, filter is a transformation in Spark where I can apply my constraints, means conditions, where I can apply my conditions on my actual data, your textual file, on file data. Then I can get my required content, filtered content. Along with the actual data is, the file data is in log data, and I want to filter log data. So log data dot filter, I have taken log data dot filter. Wherever we have the data, from that data only we have to be access. Normally we are keeping the data into the RDD, from RDD object only we can call the filter. Okay, log data is a Java RDD, we have the data, from that we instantiated the method called filter. Now I am writing one function. Fine, I am writing one function with the parameters called two parameters. I am two parameters function. One is string, another thing is boolean. I will tell you why I have taken this kind of function mechanism, why we have taken only these two parameters. If you go in detail, you can only guess it out. And in this function I am writing only one statement. I am writing public boolean call, means I am writing what the function name is call. In function I am something, see, check out guys, new function which has the string and boolean. If you look out, it will be the mechanism of anonymous object creation in particularly Java. If you remember the anonymous object creation, anonymous inner classes, fine. If you remember the anonymous inner classes, I implemented the anonymous inner classes. The anonymous inner class name is function. I am instantiating new function. The function is a class here, and it is following by the string and boolean parameters. Here we have the method, that the method name is call, and the call statement I am returning and I am passing the string, this string value here, fine, and I am returning s dot contains it, means s means the string, fine, your actual data. Suppose it will take the data as a line by line, it will take the first row as a string. In this string, if you check it out, s dot contains it, yes, this line contains it, so this line will be added to the, it will be written to the number s, long number s. Check out guys, it is returning s dot contains it, means what are the rows it will be having. Finally we are be counting. Check out, we are passing string and boolean. Suppose whether I am passing true, okay, and the call is also, we will give say true or false, whether it is having the s that contains of it is true, means it is returning true, as the return type of the call is boolean. Understand guys, this kind of this function you have to be understand more in detail. Check out, I am rewriting for your better understanding. Check out, if I am passing this statement, the string is this string, the first line I am passing to the this here as a string, and the boolean value in default I am passing true. Now it will enter into the this call method in this anonymous object creation, object kind of anonymous class, anonymous inner class. In anonymous inner class I am writing the method name is call. In this call I am keeping the return type as boolean, and I am returning true or false. If my string contains it, it returns true. If yes, if my string doesn't contain it, it returns false. So in the first row I have a it, so it return true only. So this statement will return true, fine, and we have the true. Then like this we have multiple statements. Yes or no guys, we have multiple statements. So what are the statements are giving true? Suppose take it out, the 10th row element, the 10th row doesn't have the it kind of words, so I am unable to have this it, so here it will return false. So what are the things and what are the values it will be passed, fine, what are the how many return, how many truths has been find out, those many number of truths count I am taking, and I am taking that count to number yes, number yes, fine. Why we are taking these kind of things, num yes are kind of things, number of its, or else you can take it out. number 1. Here you can take it out number 2. I have taken some kind of number A's and number of B's. Now I am changing the content. So number 1 and number 2 you can for your remembrance. Fine. Here as part of our requirement, I found the number of times IT got repeated in the variable called number 1. Okay. In the same aspect, the number of account word repetitions, the number of lines have the specification of account kind of word, that count we are stored in the number 2. Same guys, same filter, new anonymous class calling return s dot contains account. The number of times, the number of lines it got repeated, this function is repeated, and we are finally applying we are taking the count. So number of truths, how many number of truths we have means those number of true count will be taken care into these numbers. Fine. I hope you understand this mechanism of Java method writing. And you have the numbers, IT numbers, number of lines got repeated with the IT in number 1, number of lines repeated in account, the word account is having in number 2. So my job is almost finished, I hope. Fine. I loaded the file. These two are the common for all Java API programs: creating configuration object, creating Spark context object, next loading of a textual file data into a Java RDD, applying my requirement. That's all. Fine. Now I want to be end of the things, I want to print the statement lines with IT and the count we stored in number 1. Number of lines with account I stored in number 2. Fine. Like this we can print my output. I hope you understand guys. Check out one more time how the program is look like and how I am able to explain this way of writing the Java API, particularly to fulfill any Spark requirement. The major functionality and major procedure is like this only. We have to be up to loading, it is common. The remaining things like which is filter kind of things, applying filter, and we are writing. See guys, the functionality and the key terms like RDD, configuration, Spark context, loading text using text file, the filter, the transformations, the actions are very common with the Scala API and Python API and Java API. The only difference is the implementing. Scala is an functional programming language, we can easily work it till now, but Java is an object oriented where we can apply purely object oriented program where we can apply everything in the form of object and classes. For this only we are writing these kind of classes and these kind of objects. Fine. I hope you understand the Java program, basic Java program, basic Java example where the loading of a textual file and applying a simple transformation. The transformation is called filter. Fine. I hope you got it. Now after creation of the job file as the Java file, okay, the finding of number of ITs and number of accounts, the Java is ready, right? After writing the Java program, we have to be create and we have to be pass as we have to be execute this Java file, right? Again we have to be execute in the example of jar file, or else we can execute with the help of any programming tool concept. Fine. Before going to be explain how to execute this Java program in Spark, fine, I want to show you how to demonstrate a sample Java project in the Spark environment. check out what is I am going to be explain. I want to demonstrate how to execute a project in in Spark environment. I hope you guys are understand the Spark program in Java API. Now check out the sample Java project, how it will be look like. Okay, means like before going to be understand the execution as a Java project, how to execute a Java project, man. You know how to execute a project by using kind of in Spark environment. Execution of a Java project in particularly in the Spark environment. As the Java project means, however, we are working with the IDEs or non-IDEs or kind of things. Everywhere, every server has its own directory structure where we are going to work with the Java classes and objects environment. In the same manner, the Spark also have its own folder, something like the directory hierarchy is there. Fine. How to maintain the director, something like this folder hierarchy, in particularly in the Spark. For this, for your better understanding, I created one sample directory Java project. Fine. This is my Spark with Java project. Okay, this is my Java application name, Java application. Fine. And I am opening the Java application. I am maintaining source folder. All your Java programs we have to maintain in source folder. Fine. Let us keep it out. You can write your main classes or test classes here. And Java, we have the resources, normal resources, images kind of things, or any resources, input files or anything you can put out here. And Scala code is, if your project has need some little bit of Scala API, you can put it out here, or else the particular Java API means you can write the Java API. Fine. And we wrote some of the API, same thing, which we have taken which we have applied the logic. Suppose let us think it out. I am deleting these two, or else let us check it out, guys. We have to we will create one folder hierarchy to execute my Java project. Then you can get an understanding. This is our Java project, right? This is our Java code. We will create it. First of all, we will create one project. Where I can keep it out in the desktop. I am creating one new project. Java Spark projects. Fine. The first thing we have to create one root folder, the application 1 app1, my first application in Java, and we have to maintain the source folder. In source we can maintain main test. First of all, I am explain about the basic program of the basic structure, then I can give you the execution. In main folder, again, what are the resources we have, those resources names you have to write it. Suppose in my application 1 I am using only Java resources, so I am creating only Java project name, Java folder, Java direct hierarchy directory, and here we have to keep our Java program. Fine, in Java folder we have to keep my Java classes. So this, let us open some empty document.